My name is Kwabena Chenchen. Many thanks for your time on News Today. To our very first story, and the police administration is being urged to, as a matter of urgency, trace and recover 9 missing firearms taken from its custody. This is contained in the Auditor General's report covering the period 2011. The police hierarchy, together with the Deputy Interior Minister, are assisting the Public Accounts Committee to look into the report. Let's take you live now to Parliament and bring you visuals of what is currently going on there.
We accepted that this was an infraction. The payments consisted of fumigation that was done at the barracks at Konongo. Then some of the PVs were also about spare parts that were purchased to repair police vehicle H58. And then some also related to repairs to police barracks at Dwansa, which is under Konongo. And at Dwansa, the police contracted a local carpenter to make doors to fix at some kitchens and some bathrooms. So at the time they were doing this, they thought it was a contract that they have given to Kwejo Asempa, he is the local carpenter. So they did not see the need at that time to pass this through stores, because they thought that time that this transaction was like a contract that was given to the carpenter. So subsequently, when the auditors raised this, we called them that that is not the procedure. Once those items were purchased, it's not as if we gave the contractor, the man purchased all his items. Those items were purchased for him to work, and so they should have passed it through stores. So subsequently, we have passed through stores, and the auditors have certified this for us.
Officer, is it that you always have to wait for the auditors to raise a query or an infraction before you know what ordinarily should have been done? I think that if we want to build good institutions, like Obama came here to tell us, that we don't need strong men, we need to build institutions. We need to do the basic things, and we don't have to wait till the auditors raise it for us to do the right thing. So for me, if items are bought and they are not passed through stores, the possibility is that you would have items, you could have items paid for, but you will not see them. You cannot, and it's not kept in their stores leisure. So there's a possibility for people to squander money. Would you agree with me?
Mr. Chairman, I agree with you. Even when this query was brought, some of us were even saying that this is not something that they should have taken the decision, because it was a contract that was given to the thing. But when we got the PV and looked at it, we saw that those items were listed. That was when we became convinced that they should have taken them to stores. So I think they also thought on that same line that it was a contract that was given to the carpenter to do the job, and therefore they didn't need to put those things into the store. It's an issue that we've taken a clue from, and we have alerted them that once the items are stated on the PV, you must take them to the stores.
Okay, very well. Let's move on to paragraph 939. And the auditors again captured that fuel purchases were not accounted for, and it totaled 5,398. And you are required by law that every vehicle should have a logbook, and as and when the car moves, you enter it into the logbook. So if you purchase fuel, those fuels to intakes should be accounted for. Why did your officers in Konongo fail to do that?
Mr. Chairman, it was an infraction on the part of the drivers. It is their duty to record every fuel that is purchased into the vehicle log. They were keeping the vehicle logbooks all right, writing the mileage and all those things, but they failed to put in the fuel that they purchased. So
do you have the receipts now?
No, because of how the logbook is kept. If it is not done, you can't go back and put it there.
So moving forward now,
yes. So
when
now,
they purchase, you get the receipts,
yes,
and then
so
it's
now
logged in.
We instructed the transport officer to take charge instruct all the police drivers, because that infraction was recurring. So we asked him to organize a training program for all the drivers and instruct them on the proper way of making entries into the logbook.
Again, the auditors captured that this was due to lack of supervision over the drivers and the vehicles that they used. And the vehicles involved, the numbers are here. GH3242, GP2189, GP2948. So, have you dealt with the issue of supervision in your various districts to ensure that indeed drivers are monitored and supervised to do what they ought to do?
Mr. Chairman, it is the duty of the district officers to supervise the logbooks, which they failed to do. So the district officers who were involved were warned to supervise the logbooks and ensure that proper entries are made in them.
Thank you, Sarah.
So those were excerpts of that particular Public Accounts Committee meeting sitting over there. We'll be bringing a lot more in subsequent bulletins. But away from that now, and the Ministry of Health has directed all recruiting agencies under it to commence recruitment processes leading to the employment of all nurses and midwives who completed their training in 2015. The directive comes at the back of threats by several unemployed nurses in the country to embark on a demonstration at the end of this month over government's failure to place them after completing their programs of study. Tony Goodman is Public Relations Officer for the Ministry of Health.
The processes must take in between 10 months. You should be able to recruit people. We've not violated that particular regulation. In that range, 8 months, we are still in the range. So, you have to look at people's training processes they complete, they do their service. Results from nursing and midwifery council will have to also come out. You have to now look at where and how to place them. How many midwives do you have? How many nurses do you have? And which hospitals are you to post them before you start the process? So we have gone through that process and we are ready to start the recruitment process. They have to go to Kolebu, Kompanochi, Tamale Teaching Hospital, Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, Christian Health Association of Ghana, CHAG, Ghana Health Service, and apply a form, fill that form, submit it back for interview to begin, and then they will be posted to their various hospitals. I don't know which group is this, but I'm telling you that this is the final group of bonded nurses in the health sector, and I don't think we have any other group who have not been posted. With the exception of maybe any other professionals who may also seek employment or who want to be employed in the sector. Apart from that, we are in the process of exhausting our list. So you have to go for the form, fill it, submit before. You have to declare your intention before you're employed. You can't declare your intention on radio and thinking that you'll be employed through the radio. This is the processes we all went through. When you were seeking to be employed at multimedia, you applied, you were called for an interview. So it's the same everywhere. Ministry of Health, we will direct agencies to begin the process. I can't say tomorrow next, or next month. But if we should have everybody buying the form today, submitting it today, we'll start the interview tomorrow. But you have people coming from other parts of the country. You have to make sure they all benefit from this particular opportunity. So we will not give a timeline from the ministry's perspective. The implementing agencies, which we've already mentioned, would look at the number they have to recruit, and when they exhaust that list, they will say, okay, it's done. So immediately that is done, it will be submitted back to us, and then we now begin other process. So let's start from where we are now. Okay. First things first.
So let's now hear from a representative of the unemployed nurses and midwives who earlier threatened to embark on a demonstration of a government's failure to place them after completing their programs of study. And joining me on phone now is Adam Masahudu, who is president of the Coalition of Unemployed Nurses. Adams, good afternoon. Many thanks for time here on News Today. Clearly, this should be some good news to you and a bit of a relief, right?
It seems so, but not at all. Not at all. We classify this as a calculated attempt by government to still keep us at home for a longer period of time.
You see this attempt by government as a measure to do what? To get you at home? To
keep us at home. To keep us at home unemployed for a longer period of time.
Why would you say so?
Yes. As Mr. Goodman, the other time I was on air with you when he was called in, and I made it clear to you, either he's not well informed or he's just being economical the truth. The system where we used to buy forms before clearance and process are done has been changed. Now it is clearance first. Then based on the clearance, the lists are pasted on the notice board of the HR. Then we'll go, based on that list, we buy the form. So if a list name is there, then we buy the form. Now he's now reversing it back to the old system. And that is very, very unfortunate.
Could it be the case that maybe government has chosen to return to that very system because of the peculiar situation in which we find ourselves in?
It was because of this peculiar situation, that was why they just reversed to that. It was just, recently it was reversed. December, there was a list. Ask Mr. Tony Goodman, how did they do that? It was clearance first. So why this time? And it is unfortunate. We completed school in March 2014. We did a national service for 1 year. So during that period, it's a transitional period. That was the period government should start working on our post. In any case, I entered to nursing under this government, under this regime. So they are not aware that in 3 years to come, I'll complete the system. Within 4 years, I must be absorbed in the system. So what measures have they put in place to ensure that I do not come to state? Currently, some of us are more than even 37 years. How many years left for us to go on retirement? We're just making ourselves decent. As I am telling you, we are not the only group. I bet to differ with him. Currently, there is a group that just finished their service just this March. There are over 5,000. We are 2,241. That group is about 5,000. They have just finished, and they're also waiting for posting. By August, another group will also be finishing, and will also be joining the system. And they, I believe, will also be over 3,000. Look at the numbers. And here is the case for increasing enrollment. What are we going to do with these poor students?
But as things stand now, what we are being told by the Ministry of Health is that, well, this is the new directive. Are you going to heed to it? Are you going to pick up the forms?
We will vehemently disagree. We will vehemently disagree. This plan is a calculated attempt to frustrate us. If they want us to agree by it, they should bring out the timeline. When are they bringing out the form? When are they doing the interview? When are they making sure that we are posted?
Well, they are saying all that depends on you, depending on the times you pick up these forms and when you're able to fill them and submit them.
We will not be ready. They have our list. Picking up forms is not a problem. They should go for the clearance first. They should go for the clearance.
So if I understand you correctly, you are not going to heed to this directive. You are not going to...
We are not going to accept this, and by 27th, we are moving on to the street.
So you are still demonstrating?
Yes. We are moving to the flat house.
Okay.
We are working towards that.
Mr. Masahudu, many thanks for your time on News Today. I'm sure this is not the very last you are hearing of this very issue. We'll be keeping our eyes on this and bring you a lot more. That was Adam Masahudu, who is with the Coalition of Unemployed Nurses, and they are saying that, well, they do not agree with that directive that has been put out by the Ministry of Health as far as their recruitment is concerned, and that they are still going to hit the streets on April 27 to demand jobs from government. To be keeping our eyes on this and bring you a lot more a bit later on. But time now for us to take a break here on News Today. When we come back, we'll bring you a lot more stories. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us here on News Today. To some political stories now. The New Patriotic Party says it will go to all lengths to stop President Mahama from using state resources for his personal campaign. The party has accused the president of using his accounting to the people tour as a guise to canvass for votes ahead of the November polls. In an interview with Joy News, Deputy Communications Director of the NPP, Michael Okoye Jr., said the president's trips, which has already sent him to the eastern and western regions, shows the dubious nature of the NDC government. Well, the president, we are told, is currently in the Volta region, is continuing with that tour, and we'll be getting in touch with our correspondent on the ground, Fred Kwame Asare, who is currently with the president. Once we're able to establish contact with him, we will bring that story to you. But away from that now, let's still stay with politics, because we do know that the 2012 flag bearer of the Progressive People's Party, Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndom, has bemoaned the lack of development in mining hubs across the country. According to Dr. Ndom, although Ghana is blessed with natural resources such as gold, diamond and bauxite, Ghanaians have not been able to fully exploit the benefits. Speaking to students of the University of Energy and Natural Resources, Dr. Ndom said poor policies by government has led to the underdeveloped state of towns in the country abound with natural resources.
We do have a peculiar problem in Ghana. Diamond, big problem. Gold, big problem. Manganese, the same. Bauxite, just as well. All of them, big problems. And what is this big problem that I'm talking about? God has given us these things. We didn't put it there. The Vice Chancellor didn't put it there. Pro Vice Chancellor, he came to meet us. I did. Akwetia, Takwa, Obuasi, Kenyasi, Konongo, you go around. You go to the north, Upper East, Nambodi, those places, they are there. Gold is there. It's all over. So we have all of these things there. We did not put them there. We didn't. God put them there. But who did God give them to? Who did he give them to? He gave them to you and I. But who owns them?
Now, away from politics, let's take you to the central region. Now, it has remained one of the major tourist attractions in the country. The beautiful deer hunting expedition in the forest distinguishes this one-week-long celebration from all other festivals in Ghana. However, Abuachiri Festival, marked by the people of the Futu traditional area in Winneba in the central region, has often been marred by violent confrontations between the two competing Asafo hunting groups. The situation is believed to have affected the popularity of the festival in the coastal town, but chiefs of the area say they are working hard to restore the beauty of the festival. Joy News' George Vine was in the town and has filed this report.
At a ceremony to launch this year's event, the coordinator and a member of the Abuachiri Planning Board, Nana Otubua Simpi II, told Joy News that the matter has been resolved. He assured that the police are ready to protect lives and property during this year's celebration.
The misunderstanding is a question of who is the chief of the area. Technically, like we're saying, we have two chiefs because they are all vying for the same position. And then the law also not permit two chiefs holding one particular stool or position. So now what next? This is the case where you realize that any of the chiefs or any of them is trying to find a way out. Now the security agencies come in and they say, no, you sort out your matters and leave the Abuachiri alone. Don't mingle your chieftaincy dispute with the Abuachiri. So then the police realize that if one of them is trying to force his way because he feels he has the chief or whatever it is, no way. Please, we are saying, let us delink. You see, let us delink Abuachiri from the chieftaincy matter. So if that is the case, then it means the security agencies and all those are prepared to make sure that people coming, their security is at stake. And for that matter, we want everybody to come here in peace. We want everybody to come hoping that he's coming to enjoy, the festivity. Nothing more, nothing less. So they have put all measures on the ground for these things to succeed without anybody coming to even have, say, a finger cut off. No.
The CEO of Nice Media, organizers of the festival, Dr. James Kofi Annan, says they hope to see over 1 million people attending this year's festival.
Abuachiri has been rebranded. We are expecting that the 1 million people who are coming will be buying from our restaurants, hotels, our brothers and sisters who carry wares on their head, those who sell pure water, ice water, achumo, ice cream. People will be buying, and so they will leave the economic footprint here.
The event, slated for the first Saturday in May, will start with a cleanup exercise, followed by a youth sensitization program, and then the big deer hunting. George Yosin Viner's report for Joy News.
Now, an Accra Magistrate Court has ordered the release of suspected Ebuako North MP killer Daniel Lesiedu from the custody of the Bureau of National Investigations. The accused was arrested in connection with the killing of Ebuako North MP J.B. Dankwedu at his residence. The judge, Stephen Owusu, ordered that the suspects be placed in police custody. My colleague Kwete Nate was in court and is joining me now on phone with the details of what transpired today. So, Kwete, can you tell us what reasons the judge gave for this very ruling?
You would recall that the accused person has been in the DNI custody since February this year when the police arrested him. The accused lawyer entered a plea for a change in the remand warrant to allow his client to be released from the DNI to police custody to allow family and friends have access to him. So based on what the prosecutor told the court, that they are yet to submit the docket to the Ages Department, the judge presupposed that they were done with their investigations on the case. Therefore, there was no need in keeping Daniel Lesiedu in the custody of the DNI.
Kwete, well, we also understand that an Accra High Court has also adjourned the case involving Gregory Afoko following a petition from the Adams Mahama family. Tell us what you know.
Yes, the case was adjourned to enable the court await a directive from the Chief Justice on a petition filed by the Adams Mahama family to the court. According to the petition, the family is against the judge's order that the accused person, that Gregory Afoko, should be kept in police custody instead of prison custody. And also the judge's instruction that the prosecution should bring their witnesses on time.
Right. Kwete, many thanks for that update. And that was my colleague Kwete Nate bringing us a lot more from the courts as well. We're taking another break here on News Today. We'll return shortly with business, and then we'll bring you some sports as well as international news and entertainment news. Stay with us.
And now time to do some business. And the World Bank Group has appointed the Ghanaian national Victoria Kwakwa as the new regional vice president for East Asia and Pacific. Her appointment took effect last Friday, April 15. Madam Kwakwa is to lead the bank's advisory and lending operations in the region, which is expected to hit over $7 billion by end of June. She will also oversee strategic engagement with the region's 23 member countries. But who is Victoria Kwakwa? Details in this Business Desk report.
Madam Kwakwa was until now the World Bank's country director of Vietnam, overseeing a multi-billion-dollar lending portfolio and an innovative knowledge program. During her tenure, the bank's partnership with Vietnam deepened, responding to the increasingly complex challenges of an emerging middle-income country. Most recently, she led a joint team with the government to produce the Vietnam 2035 report, which presents options for Vietnam to achieve its ambitious goal of becoming an upper middle-income country in a generation. Before moving to Hanoi, she was the country manager for Rwanda, where she worked with the government to design and pilot programs in social protection, health financing, and agricultural productivity. From 2000 to 2006, she was a senior economist and lead economist in Abuja, Nigeria, where she provided policy advice on how to efficiently and transparently manage oil revenues. Victoria Kwakwa joined the World Bank as a young professional in 1989 and worked on the 2000 to 2001 World Development Report on Poverty. She holds a bachelor's in economics from the University of Ghana, Legon, and earned a master's and doctorate from Queen's University in Canada.
And now from the World Bank to some African stories. And President of the Pan-African Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Sedejeba, has emphasized the need for businesses to build effective governance systems. According to him, that's the key in keeping them afloat in the wake of current economic constraints.
The Grand Ball of the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, ACCA, was held to award certificates to 200 students who had successfully completed the ACCA course in 2015. It was held under the theme, Accounting for the Future, Role of Ethics and Governance. Keynote speaker and president of the Pan-African Chamber of Commerce, who spoke to Joy Business after the ceremony, said accountants have a crucial role to play in promoting good corporate governance.
Every good governance should have some form of ethics to be able to know the do's and don'ts and the limits of everybody. And when we are talking about limits, who are checking us is the accounts people. So if you are not able to check me for me to go beyond the limits and something happens, maybe yes, they will say I have failed, but the one who could not put the brakes on it has caused me to fail. The accountants are being ethical and doing what they are supposed to do. Other chief executives and other people will not be able to do what they are doing, which are wrong.
President of the network panel of the ACCA, Dr. Henry Jangma, said the institution was poised to maintain the professional standards of the accountants it trains.
We have a CPD we do every month, and then also we have other institutions that we have actually, collaborated with, example with the World Bank. We do something on corporate governance with the Ghana Stock Exchange. We also help in training and some of the allies. That's why today you see the Auditor General here. We have a collaboration with them. We help. We go to the secondary schools, the tuition providers. ACCA brings foreign tutors to come and access the quality of the program.
The ceremony was also used to recognize senior fellows of the association.
So that will be it for Business. For more, you can join me between 1 and 1:30 on the marketplace for more business stories. My name is John Kojo Amwako. Please stay.
And that's how we wrap up on News Today this afternoon on your Joy News channel here on Multi TV. My name is Kwabena Chenchehiniboti. Remember to visit www.myjoyonline.com for a lot more news. Also take note that the second part of Seth Komboating's latest documentary, Bullets or the Skin, airs on this very same channel at 6:30 p.m. Many thanks for your company.